Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Madam Khadijah. I'm Haslina binti Hazari. Today in this video, I and also my friends Nur Atila, Alin Amila, Fazli and also Aina will present about the most popular issue in a society. The issue is about the social problems among a student.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name Muhammad Zul Fazli bin Shahrul Azli. Today I will talk about the social problems among our students nowadays. Social problems among students is increasingly worrying phenomenon that we have to face in our daily basis. Social problems such as smoking and drug addictions are so widespread, happens and rapidly growing. Just look at the newspaper nowadays. There is always the same story about social problems among our students. Here I will focus on smoking and drug addiction among our students. According to World Health Organization (WHO), smoking is the action or habit of inhaling and exhaling the smoke of cigarettes. Smoking in general can attribute to a lot of physical illness and disease, hence it distracts the mental, psychological and social capacity of an individual to adapt. While drug addiction is defined as a chronic relapsing disorder characterized by compulsive drug seeking, continued use despite harmful consequences and long-lasting change in the brain. It is considered both a complex brain disorder and a mental illness. Addition, there are many factors that cause the social problem among our students. The first factor is families are less concerned about their own children. Parents nowadays too busy with their respective careers so that their children feel neglected. Some studies has been made and found that family roles are very important in educating their children so that their children will not fall into the social problems that often occur in today's teenagers. Furthermore, parents nowadays give a freedom to their own children. The behavior of their children, especially who have reached their teenage years, seems to be out of parental authority. So the way to overcome this problem is the parents should give their full attention towards their children, so that they need to manage properly their time on work and also their children. So the next factor that cause the social problem among our students is the influence from their friends, because friends is the near person to the student after their parents. That's why it is important to choose friends, because friends can make us a good or a bad person. Usually a bad friend will cause the students to involve in the social problem like smoking and taking drugs. That's why it's very important to choose friends. Many students nowadays were influenced by their own friends. That's why many students nowadays involved in the social problem. The last factor that also can cause the students to the social problem is their own desire to try a new things. For example, smoking. They are motivated by their own desire to try out how the taste of cigarette, because the teenagers are synonym with the attitude of those who want to try something new.
My name is Nur Alin Amila binti Muhammad Azri, and the next topic is gangsterism. As we know that gangsterism is a hot topic and have been frequently reported by the media in Malaysia. There are different descriptions between the gang and the gangsterism, which the gang not necessarily give the bad effect, while the gangsterism is a use of tactic within the gangster to achieve something. The gangsterism will jeopardize the school and educational process, and it will also give the long-term effect towards both parent and student. For instance, the student will become more low self-esteem, cannot defend themselves and feel scared to go to the school. There are few factors that lead the students towards social phenomena of gangsterism, such as the student seeking for fun and want to be different from others. As we know that the students nowadays are most challenging as they are most easily influenced towards the technology and also influenced by its environment. Then we know that the family is the most important institution in our society. So by creating the close relationship with the parents, it will prevent the social problem like gangsterism to happen among students. Poor students that come from the broken families become gangster because they want to gain the extra cash and money by extorting money from the other students. Gangsterism also can be seen by two theories, which is conflict theory and functionalist theory. Okay, we go to the first, which are conflict theory by Karl Marx and Max Weber. They said that all stratified society consists of two types of social group, which is ruling groups and social groups. The ruling group come from the people who have high standard powers, while the social group come from the people with a low standing class. As we can see that the gangsterism in school happen when the student use their powers to extort the money, then bullying and physical assault towards the student who are incapable to defend themselves. Okay, we move to the functionalist theory. Functionalists say that each part of society have their own responsibility and to take action and play their role effectively to ensure that the students are well behaved and have the good behavior so that they can function well in our society. The functionalists also believe that by teaching the kind of cognitive skills and norms at the school, we produce the students that will have good behavior and in the also the teacher needs to do the regular sport and close monitoring to find out the movement of the students. The media massa also play the important role by showing being the gangsterism is not give any benefits and privilege to for them to do whatever they want.
Assalamualaikum Madam Khadijah. My name is Nur Atila binti Cik Mahmud. So my point for social problem among students is school violence. As we know, school violence described as physical attack between students. Example of school violence is bullying, shooting, sexual harassment, and beating. The violence of the school has affected such as vandalism, give a poor reputation for school and society, and it also can increase the rate of crime issue. School violence may occur for many reasons. One of the reasons is because of personality problem. For example, students' shy attitude to mingle with others causes them to be ignored by their friends. This action affects them to become rebellious as they wanted attention from others. Bullying and gang fight is the consequences of this behavior. Next, school violence also happen because of dysfunction family. When their parents display violent behavior, it becomes normalized for them that are exposed to it. They usually adopt violence as a way of assisting authority. Cognitive learning theories state that a child learns behavior through observation by others. So if they see their parents do something violent at their home, of course it is impossible for them to do it at school. Lastly, it also happened because of the violent media. When we talk about media, it will include television, music, games, and video. Right? It actually gives significant risk to the teenagers, especially to their behavior. Like they become more aggressive. They are influenced by media. They learn, they observe and display what they see on the television. This lead to learn violent behavior in school. So what we can do to decrease violence in school? Firstly, teachers should work hard, especially to these students, to ensure that they are getting proper education and do not feel stressed about their schoolwork to the point of becoming violent. Secondly, parents should make sure that the atmosphere at their home does not put pressure for their children. Then they should know effective communication between parent and children help to reduce some stresses that cause students to act violently. So that's all from me. Let's move to the next point. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Madam Khadijah. I'm Haslina binti Hazari. What we could see today, most of the students either in primary, secondary or university students are involved and faced with the social problems. For example of the social problems that they are involved, like gangsterism, vandalism, bullying, smoking, baby dumping and also depression. However, I want to focus on depression. Depression among a student is not a new issue, and we could see how the back impact from the depression. Basically, depression not only affect their psychological, but it also give back impact to their physical, and the worst one when it could lead to a succeed. It happened when they cannot manage and also control the depression. It was stated in World Health Organization that depression could lead to a succeed, and almost 800,000 of people in this world died because of succeed, and it happened every year. It almost happened between 15 to 29 years old of people. Depression between a student that and faced by student because of many factors, and the major factors is because of family problems and also the problems in academic institution. Year by year, the issue is to be increased, and it's still be the main issue in a media like television, radio and also the newspaper. We also could not argue that every student have their own problems with their family, like divorced parents and their parents working where they do not have enough time with their children, and that student with it lead to a depression. This happen because of they talk like their parents do not give their attention towards them, and in school, in academic institution, it also have the problems. The main problems is about very related to the conflict theory. It happened when two group of students, that is the student that have and the student that not have, create the competition, and the back impacts usually go to the student that have not, because they do not have any facility or advanced technology in academic. And then at the same time, the bully, and everyone know that about the issue, because of bully could happen in every school, and it can cause a depression, and sometimes it could lead to a suicide. So how to solve that problem? To solve that problem, firstly, parents need to give the full attention to their children. They have to spend their time and have the family session, because with the family session, it could encourage their relationship that have a good environment. In school, teacher are encouraged to practice parenting skill, because of by that skill Teacher could have the good relationship with the student, and it is very important in counseling session. And then the next program that could handle in school is like a mentor mentee program, because of by mentor mentee program it could engage the student and teacher, and then it could control the social problem in that school and also that happen with that students. So everyone need to care about this issue, and they have to know how to solve that problem, so that we could have the student that could be the human being. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
I am Noaina binti Muazzam, and now I'm going to explain about the another serious problem that happened in students in Malaysia, that is teenage pregnancy. Teenage pregnancy is in which the mother's age is less than 90 years old. The incidence of teenage birth in Malaysia has varied from 14,000 to 18,000 in 2010. This means that the average is between 37 to 15 births daily. According to UNICEF Malaysia, revealed that the teenage pregnancy strongly associated with poverty, low education background, read pornographic material, and see pornographic image. And all these factors causes this most critical problem nowadays, that is baby dumping. Baby dumping is now a critical problem and become prevalent in students in Malaysia nowadays. Okay, what is baby dumping? Baby dumping means refers to leaving alone child which is 12 months below in public or private areas. And according to the Star News, out of 1,075 cases baby dumping, reported that 25% of it is from Selangor. Why teenage pregnancy become prevalent in Malaysian students nowadays? It is because of the lack of sex education. Most parents fail to inject the knowledge about the sex education and did not play an important role or giving them advice about the importance of sex education. Most parents tend to feel embarrassed and uncomfortable when their children ask about the sex education. Parents think that their children is too young to understand about it, and they think that their children will going to know about it naturally when they grow up. Because of this kind of thinking, parents are not willing to give explanation and responses about it and let their children to find it on their own. So what should they do to prevent this kind of issue happen? Firstly, provide sex education in school. The objective of sex education is to help children understand the body structure of men and women. This sex education also helps them to understand the differences and similarities, and will set a foundation for their future development. Lastly, parenting training. Parents should be approachable to ensure that their children is comfortable to talk to them, to express their feeling, to share opinion, and many more. Parents should establish rules and standards of expected behavior through an open process of family discussion and respectful communication. Parents should not too strict to their children. It is important to give them freedom, but make sure they did not overstep the boundary. This parenting style is called as an authoritarian style, which is give a positive behavior to their children's life. As a conclusion, there are many social problems in Malaysia. Students, parents, school, and teachers play a huge role in society. From the survey that we have conducted, there are many students encountered social problems during their school experience. Okay, in the young age, the level of curiosity is very high in teenage life. Whenever they heard, whenever they see, they read or learn, they will always ask what and why and how. This feeling will encourage them to try a new things without bothering the effects in their life. When they see the adults smoking, taking alcohol and drug, they wonder what is how it tastes and the feeling. At this stage, adults, especially parents, should guide their children and tell them to do what to do and what they don't have to do. From the factors that we have discussed, we conclude that education is the most important things in student life. Parents should enlarge their knowledge and skill on how to teach their children. Therefore, education comes in two forms. First, informal and formal. Informal come from parents and friends, while formal education come from school, where knowledge is especially in academic fields. That all from us. Thank you so much.